who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Who you with, Kirk? I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm who you with, Kirk, dog. We are back live tonight. I want to welcome everyone to the show on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter, D Live is always in the house, kicking it. Hopefully y'all had a great weekend. I did. I know it was kind of unexpectedly, but I did end up taking a couple of days off. Want to shout out to Sean Martin. Happy birthday again to you. If you didn't get the chance to experience the go-go party on Sunday, it was a party. It went down like 4 flat tires and then some. So want to welcome everyone to the show. You can live chat with us in the show tonight. We're going to be talking about a couple of things tonight. Benjamen Burlew out of Oklahoma. He was arrested for attacking the photographer John Minchillo. So we're going to hit on that tonight. Trump had a rally over the weekend in Alabama and got booed. So we're going to talk about that too. R. Kelly trial update and the madness that's coming out with that. And then we're going to talk about old Dan Patrick here in Texas. The piece of a lieutenant governor that we have. We're going to talk about him a little bit. How they go from blaming immigrants coming from Mexico border of causing the surge in COVID, but now he blaming the black residents of Texas, saying that we are the reason why the surge is so high. If that ain't some racist shit right there, we're going to talk about that a little bit later. That's why it's time for them to go. So hopefully y'all have your seatbelt buckle up and let's hold on because we're finna be gone. So like I said, let me find my story real quick. I have so many strings up. So this came out earlier today. Oklahoma man charged in assault on AP photographer on January 6th at the Capitol. There was a photo going around and he was seen pushing the photographer. And once it was all said and done, they arrested his ass today, which is good. If you are on my personal Facebook page, please take the time to go over to the podcast page, Speak on it with who you with, Kurt Duff. You can live chat with us in the chat room. And I could display your message just like I just displayed Speak on it with who you with, Kurt Duff. So definitely go over to the podcast page and join us for we can see your chat. So this came out today. An Oklahoma man seen on video pushing an Associated Press photographer over a wall outside the Capitol during the January 6th riot has been arrested, authorities said Tuesday. Benjamen Burlew of Miami, Oklahoma. Is the second person to be charged with the attacking of photographer John Minchillo, who was documenting the mob of former President Donald Trump supporters that day. Bula is accused of yelling at, grabbing, dragging, and ultimately pushing Marcelo over a low stone wall on Capitol ground. Authorities say Burlew was among several people who attacked Marcelo, um, who was wearing a helmet-style gas mask and was dragged by another person down the exterior stairs by his lanyard with Associated Press lettering. At the bottom of the stairs below, and three other people grabbed the photographer and pushed, shoved, and dragged him again. The FBI said Marcello later found himself back up against a stone wall by the attacker. The FBI said Bulow lunged toward the photographer and shoved him over the wall, causing Marcello to land on his back. Bulow leaned over the wall to witness Marcello fall, according to court records. Bulow is charged with assault and special terror jurisdiction and committing active physical violence on restricted ground. According to court record released Tuesday, he was arrested on Thursday. Bueller attorney didn't respond to requests to comment Tuesday on the allegation against his client. That came from U.S. News, courtesy of U.S. News. So arrests are still being made. Uh, Make it easy on all of us. If you took part of that, you had so much pride to go there and be a part of it. Why don't you have that same pride and turn yourself in? Save us some tax dollars from them having to put all these different investigators on this case trying to track y'all down. So make it easy for all of us and just turn yourself in. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be next week, nor next month. It may not even be this year, but eventually you will get caught. So why don't you go ahead and turn yourself in, make it easy on yourself, and just say, hey, that's what I did. I did it. I take credit for what you done. Make it known. Because eventually you will get caught. And if you know somebody who took part of it, go ahead and tell them, I know that old rule, but this was a domestic terrorist. And you need to go ahead and break your silence and go ahead and go ahead and report it. Get these people off the street, because if not, they're eventually going to continue to do it. And that's a problem within itself. Is we need people to take a stand and take back our neighborhoods. When I say our neighborhood, it's up to all of us to take back our neighborhoods. And that's what we having to deal with today. Still, what, 8, 9 months, almost 9 months, and they're still making arrests. Let's help them out. Turn your kin folks in. Welcome to the show, Radio Chaos. Happy belated birthday to you. I had every intention to do a show, but uh, I was tired. I was tired. So welcome to the show. Hopefully you enjoyed your birthday and had a great weekend. Um, so, but we back on track now. We're back. Yeah, that was kind of a rough weekend. So, but I'm back on track. Got a new phone. That's a good start. Now, I was talking to a friend earlier, and they said they parents got new phones, and they was trying to help them to learn how to operate it. And I said, look, I've been having my Apple phone for a couple of years now, and I'm still trying to learn how to do this thing, because it's not easy once you get a certain point. The new technology, as they say, that new math, or the new technologies, um, is kind of hard to learn some of these things. But congratulations on your new phone. Um, hopefully you getting to learn it, and hopefully it's a good fit for you. Um, who knows? Maybe one day you'll, uh, if it had a technology, maybe one day we can chime you in and have you on the stream with us one day. So so no, I didn't. I could have swore I cut my ringer off. See, that's that new phone, that new technology. Forgot to cut the ringer off on it. Uh, oh, well, that's good. You already got it figured out. I, my thing is, I don't have patience to try to go and figure out everything this phone do. Longest I could call out, receive calls, except for the spam calls, and also um, be able to get online, do what I need to do. That's all I'm concerned about. But now it's telling me my memory is full, and I know why, because I text myself a lot of things. Like if I see a story, if I won't forget, which a lot of time I do, I text them to me, and then I end up uh, go back and get the link. So it's saying my memory is full, but I'm paying for a memory every month. So I don't understand that. I think it's their way of trying to get me to buy more memory or something. And then probably another thing that will help it out, stop these spam calls. Um, I get plenty of spam calls every month. So now they text you, hey, I have this Amazon package for you. Uh, I just need for you to click the link to verify it's you. Yeah, or hey, we got a shipment from Walmart for you. I'm a laid back type of guy. Um, we actually had um four winners for the tickets, so I did go since it wasn't four people won tickets, so at least went out, met with them, hung out with them for a while, and it was great. Um, it was really good. I'm a laid back type of guy. I don't dance. I don't do all that stuff. I just go and chill, have a good time. And I think I had one beer. One other person that won, they insisted on buying me a beer, and that was it. That was the only thing I had to drink was a beer because it's too hot to drink alcohol right now. Um, but yeah, that's what I end up doing, just drinking one beer and chilling over in the corner. Um, um, well, I kept going from table to table, making sure everybody was good. But other than that, it was a great party. No, no, I was just chilling. Which a couple of songs, and I will tell you this: Sean Martin did. Um, he surprised me with some things. One of the things is um, they did a little blues song, "Hole in the Wall," which was really good. Um, the late great Mel Waiters came out with the song. Um, and they played that. I had no idea they was gonna play it. I was like, okay, and had somebody singing, and I said, okay, cool. Then one person did a Isley song, "Smooth Selling." I was like, oh man. So they were jamming. Then uh, and I don't have the guy name, but let me see if I can text Sean and see if I could get the information real quick. But um, the guy actually did a song. Um, um, he did a song, and Sean mentioned it on the show Wednesday. Stand up, and he performed that song live. It's original songs. Um, I'm gonna see if I could get his name, and please go to iTunes and support this guy because this song is really good. Um, uh, Hold on. Y'all know, like I tell you, sometimes we um, have to do stuff. Something come up, we may have to um, Google it or send a text or something. So I'm gonna see what the guy name is because I need to download the song on iTunes myself. Because when he did it, I was like, man, that was pretty good right there. Um, yes, rest in peace to Charlie Watts of the Rolling Stones. A lot of people are going up to the upper room. There's a lot of deaths going on. So we definitely need to check on our family and friends. Make sure they okay. Make sure um, everybody's doing well because we are in a trying time, and uh, and it's bad when you have uh, name is Ruben Leo. Stand up. So definitely download that song. So I'm gonna put his name up in the chat for y'all can download that song. It's a great song. Um, Matter of fact, I'm gonna download it in just a minute because that song was off the chain, and for him to John mentioned it on the show Wednesday that he would be singing it. Um, just to see the spirit of it when he sung it, everybody that was there uh, was a part, felt that song. Um, um, I should have did that the other way. I'm trying to type and do about four things at one time. Uh, I know y'all can hear me hitting, tapping my keyboard. Yeah, but definitely go out and support the brother. Great positive song. Um, like I said, Dallas have a lot of great artists here. This brother, I've seen him perform several times with Sean, and so definitely go out and download the song. I believe they said you can find it on iTunes, so definitely download it and support the young brother. That song will make you think about some things, and it's a tight song. I'm gonna say it kind of like what Sean said on Sunday. This is one of these songs you don't want to wait until it become popular before you get it. Get it now, because it's a great positive song, and it guys from right here in Dallas, a local artist that uh, wrote this song, perform it, great song. Um, so but like I was saying, definitely check on your people because there's a lot going on with the rise of COVID, which we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Also, um, but now I like I said, I'm the artist, R. Kelly, the artist fan, but not Robert Kelly, and this trial is not looking good. I know we're going to talk about it more on Thursday with Miss Risky, but I'm gonna just say, look, some of the things coming out in this trial make you say, this is crazy. Um, from the point of Aaliyah and the reason why he allegedly married her, for she could get an abortion, And now you have other people saying that he forced them to get abortions and forced them to have sex. Um, Even one person said he even forced them put feces on her face. I'm like, that's some nasty ass shit right there. Um, if you doing stuff like this, and then you come out and want people to respect you, no. If all of this is true, um, he should get whatever they give him. Now they are saying that um Chicago-based physician Chris McGrath appeared in court under subpoena and noted that he has been treating Kelly since '94. The physician went on to say he suspects the singer had herpes since June of, I guess it's either 2000 or something, but lab tests came back negative. However, the physician said that Kelly and his associate um, would call him for relief for refills of genital herpes medication, Valtrex, saying it was so often that I had memorized the number to a local Walgreens. So, um, but I know Miss Risky and I, we texted each other yesterday, and she was telling me some of the details. And I think what they're doing, even though the Aaliyah case is not on trial, it's not on trial. So, but feel that what they're doing, they're setting a foundation of proving how he liked to mess with underage, allegedly underage kids. And because of that, that's what's going to nail him. So he's facing up to life in prison, I believe. And I don't feel bad for him because you messing with kids is just low down dirty. And I can't feel bad for that. No, you did it. You do the time. Fuck your feelings. I'm just being straight up honest. Uh, One of the accusers claimed he forced her to get abortion, smear feces in her face. Like, really, dude? And the sad part, I don't even understand why it's why you got to do stuff like that. You are Kelly. You didn't have to mess with these little kids. Allegedly, mess with these little kids, but you could have got any grown ass woman you wanted, and our grandmama, either one of them. But you didn't have to mess with the kids. And for some of these things that are coming out in this case, it's damn right disturbing. Um, to hear some of this stuff, and I wish. And people ask me all the time, are they going to show it on? Are they broadcasting the trial? No, they're not going to broadcast it for several reasons. One, these are sexual assault victims. Two, it happened when most of them was underage. And three, because of some of these evidence that are coming out against him. So it's crazy how this is happening. Um, yeah, I'm like you, Radio Wall. Sound like he has some issues. Yes, he has some big issues. And and the problem is kind of like what the counselors have said in the past. A, a, a lot of issues that people are dealing with today stem from their childhood issues. I believe it came out before that R. Kelly was possibly molested. I want to say and I could be wrong. I believe it was by his sister or a friend of the family or somebody, he was molested at a young age. I believe it was his sister, if I'm not mistaken. But when you dealing with somebody who dealt with issues like that themselves, it's just gonna keep going. And that's what we need to break. We need to break that cycle and get help, because a lot of people don't get help or ask for help. Now, as of right now, um, and I seen him today. I know I've been talking about trying to get the counselor on. Um, Let me give you the dates. It's actually going to be the 5th. Right now, it's scheduled for the 5th of September. That could change. I don't know, because that is a holiday weekend, and sometimes people have stuff to do. So, but as for right now, the 5th is the possible date to have the counselor on. Hopefully, it goes down on the 5th, and we could get a counseling, and we'll talk about this issue with R. Kelly, and some other issues too, because this counselor, he's licensed to deal with several issues. And alcohol and drug counseling, specialize in counseling for kids, and um, so he's good at counseling in several areas. Um, so we're gonna talk to him possible on the 5th, but I'll let you know for sure before the 5th come, and I will get it all confirmed. But right now, we're looking at the 5th. So it's definitely stay tuned on that. But as for R. Kelly, he really need to get some help. He really do. I feel like um, a lot of people failed him in life, from the point of him being a child was was molested, and then from there, once he made it big, the people around him failed him, for the simple fact nobody had enough sense to tell him this is not right. You shouldn't be doing this. But instead, they allowed that money to take control of what they should have taken control of. And you have to advise people the right thing, even if it hurts, because most of them are being investigated as well. So even if it hurt, you need to say the right thing. Don't be ashamed of it. If you speaking the truth, tell it like it is. And that's all to it. So hopefully, whenever this trial is over, um, uh, they can go ahead and give him the sentence. Like I told Miss Risky, I believe uh, you better hold on to your music of R. Kelly music, because it's one of those uh, music that's gonna live forever. But at the same time, he won't be able to benefit the won't be able to benefit from all his hard work. So yes, this is one of those situations in that. So um I believe it was one more. So over the weekend, yeah, I know. Trump and his followers. So over the weekend, Trump had a rally in Alabama that is uh, that is dealing with some major issues when it come down to COVID. Um, Due to COVID, Alabama is suffering, not because um, It's just a bad area. It's just the fact that people don't believe this COVID is still real, or they don't believe it's real in the first place. So, at a surprise, Trump had actually, which I'm surprised, um, he told his supporter, "Hey, um, y'all should get vaccinated. Y'all should take the vaccine." After all this time, he finally telling them this. Well, when he told him that, they immediately started booing him. And they immediately started booing him. And he tried to play it off. And I'm like, I'm at this point. I'm not gonna go back and forth with somebody about why you should get vaccinated, why you shouldn't. Um, that's your choice. It's your choice if you want to do it. But if you're someone close to me, I just hope you have your stuff in order. Because if you mess around and get sick, and may God bless you, hopefully you survive. But if you don't, it's my choice if I want to put my hard earned money to bury you. So that's something I'm not willing to do because you made that choice. And some people may say, "Hey, that's wrong." No, it's not wrong. Um, I agree with you, Radio. This is the most pathetic and ridiculous political movement I ever seen in my life. But people, I don't understand it. It's your choice. It's your choice. Now, I've heard other people come out. It's not just Trump supporter. I don't know much about Buster Brown, but Buster Brown got issues with wearing a mask too. Well, hey, that's your choice. That's your choice. I know for me, I'm aware of mine. Um, but still, um, I'm surprised Trump did encourage them to get the vaccine. And I messed around and closed that story out because I wanted to read a particular one. Welcome to the show. T-Cal is up in the house on a Tuesday night. Welcome to the show. Hopefully you having a good night tonight. Um, thank you for always tuning in and supporting the show. And hopefully uh, you can stick around for a while. I know, wait a minute, Tuesday night, you working tonight. So I was hoping you could stay around a little bit longer, give us some of your input of how you feel about some of these things. But overall, it's your choice if you want to wear a mask. But let history be shown. A lot of people have died from this virus. A lot of people have uh, caught this virus, and some people have also recovered from the virus, which is good. But it's not a guarantee that you will recover. And a lot of people have um, a long battle after getting the virus. Some people have had the virus to do damage to certain part of their bodies. Some people have had to have lung transplants, uh, a bad heart. You never know what might happen, but that's your choice. I think now enough information is out about this virus. And if you still believe it's not real, that's your choice. That is your choice. I'm okay with it because it don't affect me about the decisions you make. And I just feel that um, that if I just pray and hope, if it's somebody close to me, I pray and hope you have your stuff in order because it's going to be my choice. If you get the virus and you don't survive, guess what? It's my choice if I want to put money out. And that's kind of like, for me, it's kind of like uh, paying somebody bail to get them out of jail. Then they go back to jail for the same thing. I just don't want to throw money away like that. So it is your choice. TCal said, yes, it's your choice. So people make your choice and live with the consequences either way. That's the way I see it. I just refuse to have to go back and forth and argue with folks. That's your life. It's not mine. That's you. Um, Radio said if they can't handle a mask, what are they going to do if there ever is a worse pandemic? I don't know. I can't even answer that for you. Because the thing is, people gonna say and do what they want to do. It's all their choice. It's about the choices that we make in life. Yeah, we don't know everything. We definitely don't. But that is strictly your choice on what you want to do and how you want to do it. Don't affect, um, like I said, it's my choice. Um, I'm trying to find the particular oh, here it is. I had to go into my email. Um, so the story with Trump, it said, and this came from Val TV, said recently Trump showed up at a rally this past weekend where he attempted to advise rally goers um, to get vaccinated. However, his advice was not met with a warm reception, as the crowd showed they weren't rocking with what he was saying. The former president went on to say, you know what? I believe totally in your freedom. I do. You got to do what you have to do, but I recommend take the vaccine. I did it. It's good. Immediately after saying that, Trump was met with boos from the crowd. He responded by saying, that's all right. You got your freedom, but I happen to take the vaccine. If it doesn't work, you'll be the first to know. I'll call Alabama to say, hey, you know what? But it is working, but you do have your freedom. News of this comes after it was revealed that the area where Trump held this rally, Clothing, Alabama, was in a local state of emergency due to COVID-19. And here it is. See, this could have played out a whole different way if Trump did that at first, when we first found out about this virus. His action by being the leader of the free land could have set the tone for everything. You can't go for almost 2 years and talk about how bad um, wearing a mask and how bad it's not bad about wearing a mask. The virus is like a flu and all of this, and now you're encouraging them to get vaccinated. You should have done that while you was in office when we first found out about it in 2019. That's when you should have done it. Instead, it was what, March or April of 2020 before you finally said something. And the only reason why you said anything was because the person that you was confining in, uh, you found out they was writing a book and they was gonna put it in there. So that's when you should have been saying something back then. But now all of a sudden you have a change of heart. You have a change of heart and you want to make it all okay now. So no, eh, that's your problem. That's your fault. They would have listened if you would have said it at first. That's why they booed you. But even though they booed him, most of the people gonna continue to follow him. And then uh, a lot of the politicians don't want to talk about how they had the vaccine. Now, I know old Gregory Abbott here in Texas, he finally came out and said he got the vaccine. But also what he did was he also talked about he took a booster shot after he tested positive. Took a booster shot. And now he's supposed to be negative. So the problem is your laws are not adding up with what you're doing. You need to lead by an example, and that's not what you're doing, Gregory. For the simple fact that you're up here, you want to send our most vulnerable people in Texas and a lot of these Republican states want to send the most vulnerable person to school and don't have a mask mandate, which is crazy. Um, Here it is. You got to be 12 and older to get a mask to get the vaccine. And from 0 to 11, you on your own. And hopefully you end up not catching it. So here it is. Greg Abbott gonna say last month the reason why COVID is spreading so bad is because of the immigrants coming from across the border, and he authorized state troopers to pull them over until a court stepped in and said, "No, no, no, that's racial profiling." That's racial profiling. So now you want to go off and test positive after having a super spreader in Collin County with 350 people, as he said, standing wall to wall. But once again, you said you've been going against everything with protecting us, but you hurry up and took a booster shot. If you felt that good about the virus, why did you take the booster shot? And you didn't tell your followers you've been vaccinated until after you got the virus. That's why you have to pay attention to the politician. And that's why I said a couple of weeks before, matter of fact, I think it was like a week before he tested positive. I said, look, if I was at one of his press conference, I would ask him, have you had the vaccine? But the first thing they said was when he tested positive, he was fully vaccinated. Even one nurse or a doctor came on TV and said, "Hey, it's kind of eye opening to see him um, taking this booster shot. That's normally for a person that is in really bad shape." And he took the booster shot for the vaccine. So yeah, that is a concern. For the ones just tuning in, you are listening to Speak on It with Who You With, Kurt Dog. I'm him. Who You With Kurt Dog. If you are on my personal Facebook page, please go over to speak on it with Who You With Kurt Dog. Then if you're chatting live with us, we can actually see it come up on my monitor and we can display it on the show, um, on the stream. Radio said, what about stopping at red lights? Isn't that an infringement on freedom? Hey, eh, it's a lot of things, because the problem is a lot of people have problems with companies saying that you must be vaccinated in order to work here, and people have problems with that. Now the problem is it's their rules, it's their choice. You're not the only one working there. They might have several thousand more employees they have to be concerned about. And here's the problem. Greg Abbott is doing a um, a political stunt. Welcome to the show, Ilya Hunt out of California. Long time no see. Welcome to the show. Thank you for always supporting. Um, so uh, they are actually doing a political stunt for the simple fact that everything they're doing is backfiring. They trying to please a certain group of people. Um, with Greg Abbott not wanting to enforce a mask mandate, all because he told them before that uh, we're not going to have a mask mandate. It's under control. I said then, it's too soon. It's way too soon. TCal said it's their choice, just like they have the choice of their dress code. Yes, they do. Companies have a choice. If they want you to wear a mask in their business, it's their choice to force you to have that, just like a dress code. Um, so you're absolutely right. It is a company choice. So the thing is, I believe it was one school district that said instead of um, going against his order, we found the loophole. We're going to include mask as part of your uniform, as part of the kids' uniforms. And that's how they getting around it. But then I want to say they came out and spoke out about that too. Well, you can't tell a school how they dress code is. But Texas, that's them. They're gonna try to do whatever they can, whatever the people allow them to do. That's why I can't wait until next year. If I'm still here next year, guess what? I'm gonna vote. Greg Abbott need to go. Dan Patrick, Ken Patson. Hopefully, Ken Patson been on stood trial by then and be held accountable for the security fraud that he done. So yeah, hopefully we're able to do all of that. But then while we speaking about Dan Patrick, now let me help y'all out on Dan Patrick. I know most of you not from Texas, but Dan Patrick is the one that said he would give $1 million out of his campaign fund if anybody reported election fraud and found fraud in the past election. With I believe it was Pennsylvania that actually found a couple of cases out there saying that um, I think one person voted for his wife or grandmother or somebody. Either way, it was election fraud. So I wonder if he ever paid Pennsylvania that money for finding that. Probably not, because you can't trust them. But after it did not work with Greg Abbott saying that immigrants was coming across the border, causing our numbers to go up for the COVID virus, this fool, uh, Dan Patrick, gonna double down on falsely blaming COVID-19 surge on Black residents. Yeah. Um, blaming COVID-19 surge on black residents. Um, Texas piece of radio said uh, said they say it's their choice, but they also want to stop women choosing what they do regarding their bodies. Yeah, yeah, that's why Texas have changed the abortion laws. I think Texas abortion laws, they changed it where you have a certain length of time to get an abortion, and a lot of women were saying, "Hold on." A lot of times, you don't find out you're pregnant until you like a couple of months in or something. So yeah, that's that's what we having to deal with these lawmakers in Texas. T Cal, I appreciate you for tuning in. Know you Tuesday night is the night you have to work. I appreciate you for sticking with me. I know I took a couple of days off, but it was worth it. And so you're right about that radio on the trying to control a woman body, what they decide to do with their body. It's definitely up to a woman. It's their choice. You cannot tell a person what you can do with a woman body. Matter of fact, let the truth be told, allegedly, most of you guys that are making these rules probably got several mysteries running around here. But ain't nobody telling you what to do with your body. I'm just saying. So that's um that's some crazy stuff. You can't tell a person what to do with their body, and you're not handling up on your business. Talking about you working late. Uh, um, you working late, and your wife and kids at home, and you just out horn around. Um, so yeah. Um, but this came from the roots. Oh yeah, it is. It definitely is radio. It's way out of this world. It's amazing how they do so many different things and no one questioned them. No one questioned them. And it should be questioned. Matter of fact, they should even stop broadcasting some of this madness because they lying. Hell, I can look out my window right now. It's dark outside. I only see my neighbor's light on, street lights, my lights, and they'll argue me down that it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, it's definitely a hypocrite um to definitely have to keep dealing with these type of folks. That's why it's important for us to get out and vote. I know people get upset when I talk about voting and all of this, but it's power in voting. Why Texas is still trying to do the voting suppression here in Texas, it's not because people was cheating. It's because black folks, a lot of people that normally would not vote, showed up in November and voted Trump out. That's the reason why they trying to change it. And people got to wake up and realize it have nothing to do with fraud. It's about the fact they want to make it harder for us to vote. Who who cares about people taking people to the polls to vote, long as they're letting their voice be heard? But you want to stop that. You want to close a lot of polls that are in the low income area to make it harder for them to vote. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. That's when Uber and Lyft just, I believe one of them, I can't remember which one, it could be both. During election time, they was giving people free rides to the polls. But I guess they want to stop that too. trying to make it harder for people to vote. I believe DART in the T. DART is in Dallas and the T is in Fort Worth. I want to say they was giving people free bus rides to the poll. So yeah, we need to make sure we hold them accountable. Everything they doing now, they trying to set themselves up for the future. So we need to make sure we get them out of office. Radio said we're having mask mandate coming back. It was just announced today. What about the borders? Are they still open? For the ones don't know, radio is located in Canada. Are the borders still open or have they closed those down? Um, August is almost over. How come Trump is not backing off? He's tied up right now. Uh, Tied up trying to tweet, sitting on the toilet, want to get back on YouTube and all of that. So Trump tied up. He don't have time to get back on there. He trying to get back on YouTube and so he can spread more lies. Welcome to the show. Marcella Smith said, late but here is the people show. Hey, party don't start till you come in no way. It's kind of like you walk into a building and a party, and next thing you know, they dim the lights and the spotlight come out and shine on Marcellus, and Marcellus is in the house. DJ can be spinning real good, and he'll stop the record, say Marcellus is here. Now we can really party. Yeah. Uh, That's why I didn't even try to do it. Said the border is closed again, at least until September the 21st. Uh so yeah, but that's I'm not surprised. Matter of fact, it came out today on the news that um Hawaii, Hawaii told people to stay home, don't come here. Our numbers is on the rise. Don't come here, stay home. They said a lot of people had started to purchase tickets for Hawaii because it's part of the U.S. and they figured they could go there. Nice trip. Mm-mm. They said, no, don't bring that mess here. Y'all stay home. We don't want it. We have enough issues. So, um, so a lot of people are shutting it down. They are not playing. And a lot of people are losing their mind too. Um, I don't, yeah, a lot of people are losing their mind during this time. So, um, but with Dan Patrick, this came from the roots. I tell y'all, I love reading the roots because they tell it like it is. Texas piece of a Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick doubled down. I added the piece. Doubled down on his false statement that black resident of his state was responsible for the surge in COVID-19 case. Patrick made his initial remark during a Fox News broadcast Thursday with Laura Ingraham. Um, The biggest group in most states are African American who have not been vaccinated. He said, the last time I checked, over 90% of them vote for Democrat in their major cities and major counties. So it's up to the Democrat, just as it's up to the Republican to try to get as many people vaccinated. Hold on. This virus don't give a damn if you Democrat or Republican, independent or anything else. This virus do not discriminate like you, Dan Patrick. Um, so the thing is, it's not a political, like y'all trying to make it as a political move. No, This virus don't care what color you are. This virus will get um, on anybody who have a weak immune system. That's not political. So don't try to say it's political. It's just not. But as the story go on, Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner said Patrick's statements are offensive and should not be ignored. No, it shouldn't. No, it shouldn't. His neck is turning red. Um, and former HUD Secretary of 2020 presidential candidate uh, Julian Castro called them, and I'm gonna just say racist. Patrick released a statement on Twitter the next day in an attempt to clarify his comment, but he ended up just doubling down, saying wrongly that federal and state data clearly indicate that Black vaccination rates are significantly lower than white or Hispanics. Dan Patrick, do me a favor. Go over there and tap Greg Abbott on the shoulder and ask them how is that super spreader. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of group of people still get together and 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 some protect themselves, some don't. But the thing is, it's their choice. That's why I say it's my choice if I want to dish out money to help. um, so the thing is, yeah, it's and I think all of this comes from the fact of what um, Greg Abbott tried to do. He tried to do because here's the key: Greg Abbott tried to blame a surge on immigrants coming across the border, but when they put it on black folks, the reason why we having this surge, nobody gonna question that. See, that's why I say it's a difference between Black Lives Matter and any other race. It's a difference. When it's any other race, they're they're correct that, but when it's dealing with black folks, they don't give a damn about them. Everybody say, "Oh yeah, it's the black people that's spreading it." No, it's the damn rallies that y'all having and the anti laws that y'all are making. If you want to stop it, sign a damn bill that's going to protect all of us. Enforce that we wear a mask. But you don't want to do that because you don't want to piss off your supporters. It's easier to say it's black folks that's doing it, but Dan Patrick, you just told me you're a racist motherfucker. That's all you done. Because here it is. It doesn't make a difference. This virus don't give a damn who you are. It's gonna affect whoever it can live in, whoever can catch it. That is an easy target, weak immune system. That's who it's gonna attack. That's why next year you'll be losing your job because we're gonna vote you out. We're gonna vote you out. You letting your horn show. Your neck is turning real red. So yeah, it's time for you to go. We don't need no racist ass politician, not only just in Texas, but anywhere in the US. And we have a lot of them. That's why it's so important for us to get out and vote because we need to send them a message and let them know we're not going for this no more. We're going to make a difference. We're going to get you out of these positions and put somebody who's going to be there for the people and not just for a small group of people. Um, Radio said African American count for 13% of the population of the whole country. That math he is using is impossible. Well, they say I did kind of read a little bit further. I haven't got to it. Now, according to them, I don't trust anything what they say at all. I say black Texans, about 12% or more than 29 million people in the state, have accounted for about 15% of total COVID cases and just more than 10% of death. About 8% of the eligible population in Texas that has been vaccinated is black, according to state data, compared with 35% of the white population. But white people make up the largest racial group in Texas at about 40%. Overall, 44% of Texans are fully vaccinated, um, less than the national rate of about 50%. The 7-day rolling average of daily COVID deaths in Texas rose from 50.29 a day on the 4th of August to 115.14 a day on August the 18th, according to Johns Hopkins University. COVID 19 is blamed for more than 50,000 deaths in the state and more than 627,000 across the U.S. The Texas Tribune also note the vaccine is higher among Republicans than with black residents. In a recent poll conducted by the newspaper, 38% of Republicans said they would not get the vaccine versus 18% of black. CNN also detailed all of the falsehood in Patrick's statement. Basically, Patrick lied and doesn't care that he lied. Shout out to the root for calling it like it is. Um, so, uh, so here it is. It was something that caught my eye that they said. Uh, Here's the problem I have. The Texas Tribune also note that vaccine is higher among Republicans than with black residents. Why are you putting the labor to them? You saying you putting politics with race. You're saying that it's higher among Republicans than with black residents. I'm just saying. Uh, um, that don't make sense to me. I know that. Matter of fact, SAL came on, want to say last Wednesday, and she was saying the same thing about he's blaming people across the border for the spike in cases in his state of Florida. What an idiot! No, it's probably the deal is you don't want to do anything to protect the residents of Florida. So I'm gonna say no, that's not it. It's not the immigrants coming over. It's the fact you got a weak ass government system and you're failing at it. You are failing at it. And because you are failing, you're causing people life because you don't have a backbone to stand up on. And let the truth be told, I'm gonna see if I can find this article. Um, they did a fact check, and the Roots did, and kind of found out in most Republican run state, they have the most, they have the highest numbers of COVID cases. They had the highest number of COVID cases in Republican states, which Texas is a Republican state, Florida is a Republican state. So that tells you a lot. Um, that tells you a whole bunch. You're fighting two pandemic, COVID and straight up. COVID and straight up lying. Ain't no other way of putting it. So the thing is, what people have to do, you got to make sure you do your own research. Don't believe the hype, because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Um, Somebody gonna mess around, go to a black person minding their own business, and they're gonna say, "Well, it's y'all the ones that causing the COVID surge. It's not the COVID. It's the black folks that's doing it." Then we're gonna see a video of somebody getting their ass knocked out behind it. Now, speaking of videos, um, the other day, um, I was looking at, I want to say it was Instagram. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I want to say it was Instagram. Um, and I'm trying to pull up the story. So this this woman at at the Steeler game, I don't know what the deal was, but I don't believe in hitting a woman, but in today's society, you have to be able to defend yourself. Now, this woman at the Steelers game the other day, um, woman reach off, slap the mess out of a black dude, and the dude caught himself from hitting the woman the first time. I don't know what she said or what she did. Now, either her boyfriend or her husband next to her. Now, first of all, if he was a real man, why are you allowing your woman to argue with this man? Then, when she reached off and slapped him, y'all really didn't say nothing until he decided to defend himself. Decided to defend himself. The boyfriend gonna jump up, so he cold cocked him real quick. Then he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do her too," and hit her too, because she put herself in that position. She attacking this man, and I'm sorry, but you're attacking this man. Then once he starts swinging on both of them, people want to run up, telling him to get out the stadium and all of that. Security come out and like, come on, you need to go. But they ain't saying nothing to the woman, and whoever recorded it is saying, "Hey, she flapped him. She hit him." Then the video went off. I would love to know what started it. I would love to know what happened after. Because if anything, that woman was the aggressive. Whatever happened, she had no right putting her hands on that man. And whatever happened beforehand, your boyfriend or your side piece or whoever he was to you sat there and allowed you to argue with this man instead of trying to make peace with it. But as soon as that man defended himself, oh, now he's the big bad victim, the big bad aggressive black guy. No, no, I don't agree with hitting a woman, but in a situation like this, don't try me. Try Jesus, because we in some trying times, and you're lucky. I don't know if the guy's married or not, but you lucky his wife or his girlfriend wasn't with him. It would have been some damn stadium seats moving, because you're not finna come up and flap the taste at my man. I'm speaking as his woman may have said. Uh, you're not gonna come up and flap her man and don't think it's not gonna be some consequences to happen. Yeah, I think it would have been some totally ass whooping going on. You think he smack you? No. She would have drug your ass. And that would have made a big difference. So that's no. If you ain't prepared to handle the consequences of your action, don't do them. Because you don't know what somebody is going through. But you want to reach off and hit this guy. Shit. Radio said, if you're going to put your hands on someone, you better be ready for what might be heading back your way. So I didn't even read it because I try not to read your comments while I'm talking. But you are right. You are right. Because you putting your hands on somebody, that's on you. Now, I told y'all the story where my mom told me and my brother, she better not ever hear about us hitting a woman. Said she'll kick our ass. And I took that to heart. So one day, got out of school waiting for her to pick me up. These two young ladies, I want to say they was either drunk or high or something. They came up, and I just kept hearing my mom's voice in my head. You don't never hit a woman. Don't ever hit a woman. Well, this one chick, I don't know what she was trying to do, but she kept trying to pull on me. And I'm like, move on, move on. Shit. My mama jumped out the car and said, you better leave my son alone. And when they seen her and they took off, my mama said, I know I told y'all never hit a woman, but if you having to defend yourself, you better defend yourself. You have every right. If you're defending yourself, that's different. But just to hit a woman, no, I would kick your ass. But if you defending yourself, that's completely different. Um, and that dude, I'm sorry, I don't feel bad for the low heifer. She should have kept her hand to herself. And that's all to it. Because if she would have had the right one, it would have been worse off. And after the boyfriend got knocked down and she's still trying to hit him, he had to hit her. Then everybody want to run up and tell him he need to leave out. I would love to know what happened because I want to know what they did. Did they arrest her? Did they make her leave the stadium? I want to know because that's ridiculous. Just because she little Becky doesn't mean she's always right. I don't know. The video was so short. I don't know if she was. The video is not long at all. So I don't know if she was drunk or not. But she hit him. It was clearly that she hit him. So I couldn't even tell you. But from what I seen, it was like shortly after the video started. Shortly after, I don't want to do that. Shortly after the video started, the woman slapped the dude. So if she was drunk, I couldn't even tell you. I just know the woman reached off and flapped the dude, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. But the boyfriend, somebody posted, I had sent it to some, I think I sent it to Miss Risky. She like, yeah, I'm sure her husband, the boyfriend, is having a long talk with her and put him in that position to get knocked out. And I don't understand people. Why do that? Hold on, I'm trying to. Hold on. Okay, see, I just pulled the video up again, and the dude, the black dude, was calm. She up in his face telling him get the fuck out and all of this. And then the dude said, "Don't touch me." And then she reach off and flap him. And he was getting ready to hold on, let me go back. I want to give it play by. First she grabbed his hand. He said, "Don't touch me." Then she slapped him and he acted like he was finna hit her and she went back. And then the guy next to her stood up. And as he stood up, the guy pulled his glasses off and went after. Damn, that dude out cold. He knocked him out cold. So he unhit both of them. So the video is only 48 seconds long. And people that is in the audience by him saying she flapped him first, she flapped him first. That dude was defending himself. He was defending himself. So yeah, I don't feel bad for her. Oh damn. Oh shoot, I messed up. I just seen another fight at um another one came up. I guess this was at Minnesota, it looked like. See if I can pull that one back out. But yeah, it put look, stay in a woman place. If you it well put like this, if you are having issues um with someone, please uh talk it out. Don't let it get physical. It ain't gonna end well for nobody. But they did. Pittsburgh's police say they launched an investigation into the incident, telling uh, cops are actively working with Hinesfield security on the matter. Police added they are taking anyone with information to call 412-323-7800. Uh, the hits at the Steelers and Lions game didn't just happen on the field. Fans got in on the action too, with a nasty brawl squirreling from a woman slapping a man in the face. So, okay, I just talked about this other video. Um, I need to be able to put these things on the what's in there. But apparently, at the Rams game, um, they had a downright brawl too. The fight marked the second crazy brawl between fans in as many weeks. A video from LE last week showed an all-out frizzy during the Rams game. As for the game in Pittsburgh, it was only preseason, but the Steelers beat the Lions 26-20. Um, so that's and I'm looking at these people. I'm talking about they are swinging. Uh, damn, he back here and slapped the dude. And somebody threw something when he turned his back. And as one dude looked like he was fighting four of them, and he was doing pretty good by himself. Now somebody else is helping him, and they got about four dudes on one dude, and uh, then these other two dudes starting to fight, and they look. Y'all need to go to TMZ Sports. I'm not saying, but y'all need to go there and look at it. So it's looking pretty crazy right about now. Uh, ever see the viral video of two Oklahoma football player picking a fight with two smaller guys, but didn't realize the smaller guys were MMA fighters? The fight was over 90 seconds. Yeah, you gotta pick your fight wisely, because if not, you might write a check your ass can't cash. And unfortunately, a lot of people do that. They think just because it's a small person or a big person, they can't defend themselves and all of this. but that ain't the case. You don't know what type of training this person have actually had. So you definitely want to pick your fight wisely, because if not, you'll end up on a dumbass move on Kurt Doll show or something. Because right now, I don't know the full story because I wasn't there, but from what I can see, the black guy was very calm. He was very calm, and he told them not to told the woman not to touch him. But my whole thing is, while the woman was yelling in this man's face, the guy that was sitting next to her the whole time did not move until after she slapped him, and the guy went out and he acted like he was gonna hit her. He didn't hit her, he just flinched at her and she fell back. Then the guy gonna jump up and trying to swing on the black guy, and the black guy, it was a 4-hit wonder. He hit the guy about 3 times. He hit the chair. It was over. Then the woman stood up, tried to do something, and he just knocked her ass down too. Like I said, I'm not a fan of hitting a woman, but I understand. And I'm like you, Radio. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I, mm-mm. Don't push me though. Don't back me into a wall. That's completely different. But other than that, I'm like, hey, um, uh, I say I got to get off this line because now some other video come out. British white man knocked that after racial rant against black youth. That never ends good because I've seen it. I'm never put like this. I feel like this. As for dating, married, whatever, if it come, if it get to the point where we got to put hands on each other, we got an issue. I'm not gonna deal with it. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm a I'm gonna move around because we don't need to be in a toxic relationship where both of you are putting your hands on each other. Nah, that's kind of like um, not too long ago on um, I guess it was TikTok. They was doing this thing talking about Steve from Jerry Springer show that he have his own show now, Steve Wickles or something like that. Talking about look at him. She like, yeah, that's my man, and I'm gonna keep him too. But kind of found out that dude they was hitting each other, and that was a problem. I seen the original video, I guess about a month after that challenge, and uh, she getting upset because he's cheating on her and stuff like that. And I'm like, nah. At one point, she was holding a child. Um, she was holding they child and he punching her in the face. Get out of it. Get out of it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it at all because it's not going to end well. Kind of like my ex neighbor when he come knocking on the door almost 11 o'clock at night. Or it probably was later than 11. I don't know what time it was. I had dozed off watching a movie, but come knocking on the door, and I'm like, who is it? And he said his name to me. You don't have to open the door. I ain't worrying about opening the door. That wasn't finna happen. No way. And if it did open, you better have your life right. Um, but either way, um, he asked me to call 911 because the woman had unstabbed him and all of this. Um, so I called 911 and I'm looking on the camera, seeing where he went. And within minutes, had the whole force there, paramedic, fire truck, the police, all of them was there. Looked like you was at a big amusement park. Um, so when it was all said and done, I went back and rolled the camera back, and I seen her chasing him with the knife. I said, "Boy, he lucky, cause she about to get him." I did see a girl beat a guy with a hot dog once. That had to been some a hard ass hot dog to beat somebody with a hot dog. Um, Welcome to the show. All aboard. Freedom of speech, not consequences. Hey, I feel you on that. Welcome to the show. Thank you for always supporting out of Miami. Out of Miami. Um, Hopefully, y'all governor get it right soon. Um, and if he ever tests positive, please let us know. I think if he tests positive, we'll never hear about it. They will not say a word about it. So, but thank you for always tuning in to the show. Um, yeah, freedom of speech, not consequences. Um, you're right. Um, so, but either way, um, we have to do what we have to do, and it start with voting. Um, like I said, as for R. Kelly, he deserved whatever he get if those are true with what they're saying. If they're saying that um R. Kelly did commit these crimes, well, guess what? Need to hold him accountable. I know Miss Risky and I had a discussion yesterday by text, and she was talking about they was talking about the Leo deal. I don't know if y'all remember Leo, but she died at a very young age in a plane crash. Um, that was one of R. Kelly artists, but she made 1 in a million. 5-page letter. Age ain't nothing but a number. All up on R. Kelly, and he falsified documents to marry her while she was underage, and he married her because she was allegedly pregnant. Um, and so that was an issue with that. And so yesterday, apparently, they talked about a lot of that, how he falsified the documents and all of that. And she was like, "But he's not on trial for the Leah." Yeah, but they getting his character together. If he and allegedly he admitted, yes, he did marry her because she was pregnant and he wanted her to get an abortion. That's the reason why they got married. But they showing the fact that he dated underage kids. He had no problem with doing that. So y'all better hold on to y'all Kelly music. Y'all better hold on to it because I don't see him getting out. Um, I don't see it at all. Um, all the boy said, "I'm out at the first sign of aggression geared toward me." Exactly. See, that's one thing about me. I don't argue. If y'all and some of my friends, they kind of mess with me, especially back before the pandemic. If we're getting ready to have dinner, they ask me to pray, and they like talk loud. Well, I don't raise my voice because it hurt my throat when I talk loud. So and um so in a relationship, I don't believe in sitting up arguing and stuff like that. I'm a We can have a communication all day long, but when a person starts to raise their voice, I lose interest. I don't pay attention to that. And unfortunately, when my wife and I first got together, um, she get upset and she'll be yelling. I'm like, then she asked me a couple of days later, "Hey, did you go do this? Did you go do that? When did you ask me to do it?" When we was talking the other day. Oh, when you was yelling, I don't. I had a. I think that's when she realized when she yelling or something, upset about something, it go in one ear out the other one. I don't pay attention, and I would always tell her that. So she learned real quick. If she need for me to do something, we need to sit down and discuss it. Cause I don't believe in doing all that arguing and all of that. No, I'm not gonna do that. But we can have a discussion all day long. I'm okay with that. Um, hold on. Look like we got a call coming in. Let me see who this is, cause I don't recognize the number. Hold on. All aboard. Speak on it.
Hi, it's all aboard. I just wanted to call in before you got off the air tonight.
Oh, okay. I didn't recognize the number. I'm like, wait a minute, that's an Oregon number. Who is that? Uh, how
It
you
showed
do?
up as Oregon.
Yeah, it showed up Oregon. I'm like, I don't know who that is.
Oh no, this is all aboard, baby, out of Miami. You know that.
Yeah, I know Miami. I'm like, hold on now. So how you doing tonight? How was your weekend?
I'm doing great. My weekend was lovely, and Monday was not as bad as Mondays usually are.
Well, that's a good
So
thing. I feel like every day is a
yeah.
good day, regardless of what type of day I'm having. Even on my worst days, I still say it's a good day because I'm still alive. I'm walking on the dirt, and the dirt not walking on me. So it's a good day.
Hmm. Well, I ran into a Trumper slash anti-masker today,
Oh
and
Lord.
that was my first encounter. Yeah, that was my first um encounter with one of them in the wild. So
the way I look at
um
the way I look at them is I go places, and a lot of time I wear two masks. So um so when I go into places, people look at me kind of strange, like, why do you have a mask on? They won't say nothing, but looking at the eyes, I know what they saying. They'll look at me strange.
mhm.
I just keep going. Long as you don't say nothing to me, I'm all right. I'm okay. But
And
if
see, the goal is to limit your contact with them. You don't want to talk to them too much because that's when the virus spreads. So
yeah,
that's the goal. Keep it moving.
and a lot of people, they have it mixed up. Wearing a mask is basically going to protect. If you sneeze or cough or something, it keep those particles within your mask, and it's not spreading. Just like
Mhm.
if someone else sneezed or coughed, it'll get on the outside of your mask. That's why it's important to you to change your mask, or if you have the type
Mhm.
of mask you can wash, you should wash them on a regular basis. I have extra masks, and matter of fact, I just washed some, put some in the dryer right before the show because I washed them earlier, and yeah, after I use them, I normally put them somewhere, let them stack up. Well, once I get about three of them, I throw them in the washer, make sure they clean. So, so what's on your mind tonight? Now, I can't see somebody being aggressive towards you. Um, what's up with that? You're
Well, okay. So, in one thing about me is that I don't know. Like sometimes my opinion is different from other people, and but what I've noticed and what I've learned is if someone is starting to do certain gestures that are showing aggression, I just remove myself from the situation because like for example, if I'm sitting down and we're having a conversation and the other person stands up or starts to clap their hands or they start to posture, which is like they're making themselves bigger. I don't like where that could lead. I don't like violence. I don't want to be beat up on. I'm not going to beat up on anyone else. And I do practice my Second Amendment because that's my right. And I just remove myself from the equation because I don't tolerate any sorts of violence. It can only go go down from there. Once you start being aggressive and we can't just have a normal conversation, then we need to end the conversation.
Well, and you're right. You shouldn't sit up and argue with nobody. As for me, I'm just one of those type. I'm gonna say what's on my mind, and I'm done with it. I don't have time to argue. We either gonna agree or disagree, and I move around. Um, but fortunately, I haven't had those experience with some Trumpers, and that's a good thing because even then, I'm gonna speak my mind and I'm gonna keep on moving. They may not like what I say, but if I feel that I'm speaking my truth, that's the best part about it. And it's your choice if you want to wear a mask or you don't want to wear a mask. But don't try
But
to,
you stay away from me. But
yeah,
stay away from me. Keep your mask off over there.
don't try to convince me why not to wear one. Like, kind of like the comment the guy was making on YouTube last week before all of this. And finally, I just tell him, look, do you either wear your mask or don't. It's not my choice, it's your choice. And um, I know personally, like I said last week, I know several people that it's either fighting the virus or someone that I know may have lost a loved one from the virus. And it's this thing is serious. Some people still feel like it's not that important, but this is real. This virus is real.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing I can tell people is, hey, have your affairs in order. I don't care who you are. If even if you are a someone that believe that the virus is real, have your affairs in order because it can still attack you too, and you can still lose your life. So have your stuff in order to make sure um, your family is taken care of. They're not having to put up GoFundMe accounts to pay for your burial if it get to that point. But have your stuff in order. That's what
I
everybody.
don't I don't know if you spoke on it yet, because I missed the first beginning of the show. But they were the doctors in Florida did a walkout. They staged a walkout to protest the fact that many unvaccinated people are taking up valuable space in the hospitals. Um, we're at capacity at a lot of the hospitals, and my thing is this: I don't see how it's fair that you could put other people's lives at risk. One of my fears right now is getting the virus from a person I'll never see again. I don't even know this person. This person means absolutely nothing to me, but they could potentially put my life in danger. Imagine dying from someone that you don't even know, that doesn't care about you. They're not important. Like, I don't want to risk my life for that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's definitely ridiculous. Hold on, I'm trying to do a whole bunch. While you're talking, I'm also verifying the story you just talked about, where the doctors did a
Mm-hmm.
walkout in Florida. That's one thing that we will do on the show. Um, talk about when people bring different stuff, we have to be able to make sure we're putting out the correct information. And
Mm-hmm.
um, and that's one thing we love about this show because we're gonna always put out the right information and the best information. Uh,
Mm-hmm. I believe
uh,
it was out of West Palm.
at a Palm Beach Garden.
Mm-hmm. Palm Beach
Uh,
Garden.
uh, I'm trying to scan through it and see. Da, 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 da. It said it undermined the. Oh, it was. Hold on.
This
Uh,
is live with Kurt Dog. This is why I love this show, because it's real time.
Yeah, it's real time. It's saying that uh breaking report, more than 75 doctors walked out of a South Florida hospital rather than treat the unvaccinated. Um so I'm trying. Okay. Uh um hold on. Uh okay, I'm seeing conflicted stories with this. I know you're in Florida. Um the one thing to say, the facts, no, that's not true. Um, so I'm gonna have to do
They
more.
didn't. They didn't. They didn't. It was a staged walkout. They didn't put any patients' lives in jeopardy. What
Okay,
they did is no patients' lives were in jeopardy. So what you might be seeing is some spin on it. What happened is they staged the protest. Some doctors came from a couple hours away. Other doctors worked in the hospital, but all the patients were safe. They didn't put anyone's lives in danger, but they did a protest.
okay. I actually found another story. Say 75 doctors from Florida hospital walked out in protest of unvaccinated patient. We are exhausted. Um, so, and that came from Dr. Ethan Chapin at the unvaccinated COVID-19 patient flooded South Florida hospital. And there's a picture of all the doctors at this news conference, and it was a stage walkout that happened on Monday to urge people to get vaccinated. Um, and then also um, that I'm glancing through it. Florida on Monday reported 21,329 new cases. 21,329 new cases. And the state now has 17,215 people hospitalized with the virus, an increase of 24% from the last 14 days. And the death total 228 deaths on Monday, an 86% jump over the last 2 weeks. So yes, this is true information. This was actually came from people, China. Um, so what all the board is saying is actually true. There was a stage walkout in Florida that happened on Monday, and it was done early in the morning. It wasn't done in the middle of the day. The press conference was done early in the morning, and they actually videotaped it and later uh, uploaded it so it can go viral. So what you're saying is actually true. It was a stage
Mm-hmm.
walkout. So I appreciate you for sharing that information, because that's always good information to have, for the simple fact that uh, we deal with only facts on here. And like I tell people all the time, if something come up while we're on the show, hey, we may have to take a couple of minutes just to verify, because we don't want to give you false information. We only want to deal with facts and make sure um, people know exactly what's going on. So I definitely appreciate that information because I wasn't aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's what it's gonna take. It's gonna take the people. It's gonna take things like that and the people pushing back against our deranged governor. Um, it's gonna take him when he sees his poll numbers going down. He'll change, but it's gonna take pushback from the people. And now the doctors are saying, okay, this is enough. You know, these are actual lives that you're putting in danger. I believe there's in other states there have been teachers that have protested. There have been nurses that have protested because of the mask mandate, where people will wear Texas and Florida are saying that it's illegal to do a mask mandate. So
Yeah, and I seen where the Roots have actually did a fact check on the on what Dan Patrick said about most of it is coming from the black unvaccinated, and they said
I
no,
saw that.
that is actually totally false because here it is. Um, they did a fact check, and most of the Republican states are the leaders of the most cases. So that's a complete different. And then earlier today, Miss Risky texted me earlier about a local school district, Louisville ISD, see COVID-19 cases rise tenfold from first to second week of school. And here it is. Concerning about the spread of COVID-19 in classroom is growing for some North Texas parents. It's spreading so fast, so incredibly fast, said Lena Vella, whose 5-year-old son, Cruz, is in kindergarten at the Louisville ISD Elementary School. Their family is now at home quarantine. Villa say about a week into the new school year, Cruz got sick and tested positive for COVID. Um, Let me find the rest of that story. Hold on. Oh, I guess I gotta push the button. Um, Said he got sick, tested positive. He had reported to me the day before he started showing symptoms that he wasn't wearing his mask because nobody else was wearing their mask, she said. Her husband has since contracted the virus. It's scary because I'm also a diabetic, type 2 diabetic. So it's very scary, even though I am vaccinated. Janesville has said, I just don't think the school district has the family best interests in mind. The 2021-22 school year started on Wednesday, August the 11th. That week, the district reported 24 positive COVID-19 cases on school campus. The next week, that number rose to 276 cases. So these school districts have to do better. Um, I was talking with someone earlier that is in the school district, not Louisville, but in a school district, and they explained that you can um, go to their website. It will report 2 new cases. That's all they've been reporting since last year. But kind of find out a lot of people are getting these cases, but the school districts are not reporting it like they should be. And
well, I did see something about that. I did.
yeah, about which one? About the fact they not reporting it, or
Yes, that there was a child that was that was infected with COVID, and the parent sent the child to school anyway.
yes, I want to say that happened in Vegas a couple of weeks ago. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe they talking about pressing charges against that parent because they knew that child had COVID and they still sent them to school, which is a scary
Right.
sight. And a
And you know
lot.
what I was just thinking. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I was thinking these school districts can't even control a lice outbreak, right? A lot of times different schools get like there'll be a lice outbreak,
Yes.
and it just passes from student to student to student, and that is not even airborne or viral. You know, that's just keeping kids apart enough so that stuff doesn't jump in their head.
True.
And they can't control that. So I don't trust it. I don't trust them with controlling a very contagious, deadly virus. At the very least, they can keep the mask on and practice the cleanliness, the hygiene, washing your hands, sanitizing.
Exactly. And I really feel that if the I cannot sometimes the parents don't do enough to make sure things are done right. But kind of like what the young man said, he pulled this mask off because nobody else was wearing them. And that's one of the problems that a lot of people have is they go somewhere and they see nobody wearing a mask and they like, oh man, it's hot. Let me pull my mask off. But no, you gotta protect yourself. Um and with the school district, they need to come up with a plan to make sure their the kids are protected, they're safe. But it's a lot of kids that are not protected. Kind of like last week, I talked about. I think it was Thursday. At the end of the show, I talked about how one of my great nieces was exposed, and luckily, uh, she didn't have it, but she was exposed. Went into the restroom. Young lady come in there, start throwing up, and young lady tested positive. But um, the schools have to do more. The parents need to be held accountable because if your child is feeling sick, uh, you need to keep them home. But unfortunately, due to the job situation, I'm not saying it's the thing with it all the time, but some of the job situation, you don't can't take time off. You could lose your job, or whatever could happen. That's why I feel the state of Texas have really um, caused a big issue with the mask mandate. Um, Welcome to the show, Paula Berlinski. First time seeing you on the show. Please take the time to like, share, subscribe to the channel since you are on YouTube. Click the notification for whenever we come on live. You could join us live. And because it is your first time, I'm gonna have to take a minute to glance through your message to make sure you're not putting out false information because we only deal with facts on this show. We don't deal with conspiracy theory. Um, yeah, okay, that's your choice, but um, okay, so where's the research on that? Um, Please, I know it's your first time. Do not put any links up in the page because I will block you on that. Um, but that is your choice. You're saying that the CDC revealed in 2020 that face masks do not stop the spread of virus. Where's your facts on that? Because the way we look at it, you got to look at it, it's not just protecting you, but it's also protecting the people that you are around. For the simple fact that if you sneeze, because sometimes you may sneeze and it just come up on you, you may say it's allergies, and you sneeze, and then those droplets come out your nose or out your mouth, depends on how you sneeze. It will keep it in that mask. It won't spread to other people. So where's your facts on that? Um, so when you come with something, bring facts. Um, so for we won't think you just a anti-masker and don't want to deal with it. But you say that they also claim that showed how face masks increase the risk of catching a respiratory illness. Where's your facts on that? Because I I prefer to wear my mask, but that's your choice if you wear yours or not. But
I'm just confused as to why. I mean, just on a basic level, it's like things are being projected from your nose and mouth. Like a mask is going to contain it, so it may not be 100%, but it is giving you some. It is giving the rest of us some protection.
yeah, It definitely is. And Pola, I don't know if you ever paid attention when you sneeze. You sneeze, you hurt you. Your mouth might come open. You may have little droplets come out of your mouth or your nose. And if it does, if you have a mask on, it will catch it. It will keep it from spreading to somebody else. If you are wearing your mask properly, covering your nose and your mouth, it will protect you. It will protect people around you from getting it. If you carrying it, if you are asymptomatic, carrying the virus and don't know, you could have just saved about 30 or 40 people's life by having a mask on. I don't know about those numbers, but it depends on how many people around you. So, but I appreciate you for coming on. I definitely do. Please come back. Maybe you can learn a little bit more and we can have an open discussion. I'm okay with that. But one thing about it, we only deal with facts on this show. So, but all aboard.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you getting settled in pretty good in Miami and
Yes, it's hot though. Super hot. It's muggy. I've been back and forth to Miami for years, so I know what to expect. But I don't know. This year, this heat is hitting different.
shoot, I think this morning um I got in my vehicle and it was about 10 o'clock and it already said it was like 100 degrees in my vehicle. I was like, Lord, thank God for air. Cause that would
Man,
that
God
would
is
not be
good.
good. Uh,
Whoever he blessed with the knowledge of air conditioning, man, I don't even know. I don't think I could do it without it. I
I,
don't think I could do it.
I couldn't either.
Um,
Shout out to the construction workers, everybody who have to work outside. 'Cause that's a hell of a job to have this time of the year.
yep, and they have to do it in
Yeah,
that hot sun on top of roofs, and they're wow,
yeah,
that's amazing.
yes, it
I
is.
wanted to mention one thing
Okay.
before we moved on to the next topic. A mask, like with the mask situation,
Yes.
that's why we we cough and sneeze into our elbow, because coughing and sneezing into your hand spreads germs and viruses. So
True.
it's the same concept, but it's the same concept. You know, that's why we do that. We cough and sneeze into our elbow and not our hand.
True.
You know, and the reason we use our hands is because we don't want that stuff just spraying on everyone else. These are basic things. We know this. Let's stop acting silly, everyone. This is not the end of the world. It could be if you catch the virus and your body doesn't react um well to it.
Exactly.
But just wear a damn mask. It's not that hard.
And see, for me, what I do, if I could catch a sneeze, well, a lot of time now I have a mask on. So, but if I'm before the pandemic, if I felt the sneeze coming on, I would take my shirt and put it over my nose like this and have it up there and sneeze inside my shirt. Basically, to keep from spreading any droplets or anything. And this was pre-pandemic because even
Right.
uh, sneezing in my shoulder, in my elbow, well, I had a shoulder injury, so I wasn't able to lift my shoulder like that. So
Mhm.
trying to get it up there, I'm like, no. So what I did, I would take it, covered up my nose and mouth, and just sneeze inside of my shirt. And
Same concept. It's
exactly,
the same concept.
making sure I'm
people are
protecting
acting
others.
people are acting as if this whole thing is new. This is just normal information that we've known for a long time, and I don't know why they're just making it seem like it's a civil rights issue.
Exactly, they making
From
it a
the state.
political issue, and I actually had um, I've had a couple of people come to me and tell me, man, why you talk about wearing a mask all the time, talking about getting vaccine? I'm like this, any protection is better than no protection. I don't know much about this vaccine, but I'm just to the point now. Hey, do you? I can't tell you what to do, what not to do. Do what you feel that is best. That's all I can do is recommend you to
Mhm.
do what you feel that's best for you and your family. But I would hate to be out and mess around and catch the virus, come home, give it to my wife, and
Mhm.
that would kill me. So no.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna do what I have to
Or an
do.
elderly parent or a person who is immunocompromised. Because I won't get into the details, but I've had a loved one that was doing chemo, and this is before the virus, and my loved one couldn't wear, couldn't, had no protection, right, from any diseases or anything that's in the element, but um, so we had to wear masks. We had to wear masks, um, and that was something that we did, and it's science. It's been studied for a long time. Like that's what you do to protect yourself when you have no immunity to a virus, and this is something that's new. I think um, I think that it's been politicized. If it weren't for it being politicized, I think it would have been a easier transition into just wearing masks. Because I didn't wear masks before that, but during that time, I understood that it was helpful in preventing illness.
Exactly. And
And
I know you came on the show late, but I did talk about tonight where Trump was booed in Alabama for recommending that they get took the vaccine, and they booed him. How do you feel about Trump change of a political heart? Because I hate to say it's not political motivated, because I know Trump is the reason why he said it. How do you
I
feel
want to
about
I
him
want to ask
changing it?
how much stock did he buy in Pfizer or Moderna? How much stock has he bought? Because he only does things for financial gain.
Mm, I didn't even
So how
think
much
about it
stock
like
has he
that.
bought?
It's no telling. He could have purchased a lot of it because don't forget he still got this $1 billion coming up due soon. I want to say like the middle of next year or something. And he have a debt for $1 billion that need to be paid for. So who knows? Maybe he making money being a spokesperson or something. I don't know. I have no
But
idea.
here's the thing with his people, that probably was a wake up call to him as well, because the monsters he created and the monster, like, they all, they're not gonna let him change, right? This is what you sold them. This is what you told them. This is their. This is this is the hill they want to die on, and so it's kind of too late. Now they're following my pillow guy.
Yeah, yeah. Trump could have avoided all of this if he came out at the beginning and said, "Hey, protect yourself, wear a mask." Once the vaccine came out, get the vaccine. He could have avoided all of this. And as Radio said earlier, um, it's the end of August, and Trump's still not in office. So
Yeah, they say he's gonna be back in there.
I've heard several dates. I guess now it'll be Labor Day. I don't know. Uh, but I don't know. Not, hey, just Trump not coming back. He's not coming back.
Trump doesn't even want to come back.
No,
I think that man is tired of this.
no,
He
he's
just wants to be rich and be famous. I don't think he really wants to lead anything.
exactly. But all aboard. I just looked at the time, boy. We done did over 2 hours and 10 minutes tonight. Yeah, I was wondering.
Okay.
I was wondering why my eyes getting heavy. I'm like, Lord. um, no, but I appreciate you always calling in, supporting the show, and definitely continue to call in. It's always open line, and during the show, it's open line. Uh,
Thank you.
so definitely always call in, give us your point, and you be safe out in Miami. Now you already,
I'm doing my best.
I think you said you already took your first vaccine, or you was thinking about
I
it.
got
Or,
my first. Yeah, no, I got my first shot. I'm in about 2 weeks. I'm gonna get my second dose,
no,
and
okay.
um, and we'll see what happens. So far, I haven't had any bad reactions, and I'm usually allergic to most things, so I was a little nervous about that, but I've been fine.
Oh, okay. How long have it been since you took your first one?
The first one was Thursday, last
Okay.
week Thursday.
But you should be good. If you didn't have no symptoms then, you should be good. Because for me, I actually, because I was taking antibiotic at the time, um, and my doctor gave me an okay. But that first night, because no taking antibiotic, it also can
It
affect.
takes out your immune system and weakens it a little bit.
Yeah. So for me, when I got the first shot, um, that night, I started feeling kind of bad. But the next morning, I was just real tired, and um, remember sitting at the kitchen table, and I'm sitting there and had fixed me a little breakfast sandwich. I'm eating, catching up stuff online, and all of a sudden my phone fell. I dozed off, and I said, "Lord, I'm about to go get back in the bed." And so I went and got back in the bed, and I slept. It's hard for me to sleep during the day. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how people can take naps during the day, but if I don't get a good couple hours of sleep, I wake up mad. so, um, but that day, I think I got back in the bed about 7:30. I woke up about 3 or 4. I felt good, and
Well, that's good. That your body just did what it needed to do. It
yeah,
went ahead and shut down and let the process happen, and you know, you just listen to your body. For me, I did lose my appetite the day that I got the shot. I didn't have the vaccine. I didn't have an appetite. I don't know if that was because of it or what, but I wasn't very hungry. That's the only thing I can say. But they say that sometimes the first one might not be you might not have a reaction, and then you might get one from the second. So, you know, either way, I know it's better than ending up in the hospital.
yeah. The second one, I had the flight headache. I had the chills. Um, I slept quite a bit, but what I did was I made sure I drank plenty of fluid. Mainly, I know some people say drink Gatorade, but Gatorade is okay. I'm not a huge fan of them anymore, but I drink. And if this company want to sponsor us, you can reach us at 972-591-3665. Body Aid is what I drink. And I just recently switched to the Body Aid Light, which is it have different flavors, but it tastes pretty good. So it's supposed to be a little bit more healthier than the original Body Aid.
I've
So
seen it. I might have to give that one a try too.
yeah, so I do that, and I'm like, hey, Body Aid, if you listening, I buy about 2 cases a month. Uh, so if you listening, holler at me. We need some sponsorship, and um, so definitely holler at us, and we'll go from there. But all aboard, I really appreciate it. Hopefully you be able to get on tomorrow at 8 o'clock, and I went a little long today because I didn't work Sunday and Monday because I was tired of doing some things, and it was good. So so I didn't mind going a little bit late today, but I'm gonna tell you, my eyes, I already have small eyes, and I'm looking at the monitor, and they don't even look like they open. They're
Okay.
extremely heavy. So, um, but
No,
I
I appreciate you for taking my calls, and thank you for always putting on a great show, giving us all this factual information. Thank you so much.
hey, I
I wish you
appreciate
on
you,
the
and
next show.
you are a big part of the show, so I definitely appreciate it. You have a good night.
Thank you.
Stay safe
Good
and
night.
in Miami. Talk to you soon.
Oh, I'll do my best.
Okay.
Okay, good night.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye. That was all aboard out of Miami, Florida. She's a follower of the show, always on the show, supporting the show. Um, so definitely, uh, no matter where you are, no matter what you believe in, follow your heart, follow God, and ask Him, what should you do? Don't just go to what the politician are saying, because the politician are going to tell you what you want to hear and not necessarily what's best for you. So definitely, if you undecided about what you want to do, about the vaccine, about the mask, go to God in prayer and ask Him to lead and guide you in the right direction. And also, if you are working um, and are struggling mentally, please go to your HR and ask about the EAP program, and go in there and say, "Hey, I'm struggling. This pandemic got me stressed out." Go in there and ask about the EAP program, which stand for Employee Assistant Program, and you and your family can get counseling for free. And you and your family can get counseling for free. But you're gonna have to go to your HR and ask about it, or check your handbook and see if they have anything in there about it. So take advantage of getting counseling for free. It works. I'm not gonna lie to you, it works. I go every Tuesday to counseling. So, and I thank God for my counselor, because she probably she probably like, Lord, when he come up in here. But no, but counseling do work. Matter of fact, possible I will get it confirmed September the 5th, which is a Sunday. Um, we may have a counselor on the show then. This counselor is he specialized in different area. I know he worked with kids quite a bit. Then he also deals with I want to say drug and alcohol counseling, and also mental health counseling. So it's a lot of things that's gonna come out. I will get it confirmed next week to make sure we're still on for the 5th, and if so, we'll do it on the 5th and have him come on. And it's a brother. It's a brother. A lot of guys say, "Oh, I don't want to go in there and talk to a woman about what I'm going through and all of it." There's a lot of male counselors that are good, and Mr. Harold is a good counselor. If you are in the DFW area and you need counseling, reach out to me. I can lead you in the right direction. But please go to your HR and ask about the EAP program. Get some help for you, your kids, and your spouse. It can be free. So until tomorrow night, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I love each and every one of you. Until then, peace.